So let's head down to the finals. We've got sifudanny on Argenport mid-range versus I'm So Bad number 4 from the Misplay on Menace mid-range. Let's head down to the finals. All right, welcome everybody to the finals of Summer Challenge number 7. sifudanny looking at a hand that I'm just going to assume is a mulligan because you got no shadow in hand and you've got double shadow, double shadow, double shadow, double shadow, single shadow. So seems like an easy mulligan. On the other side of things, we've got I'm So Bad keeping power, power, seek power, 2 copies of Vinegrafter, a Defile, and a Short Hopper. So talk us through this matchup, Alex. Both of them are mid-range decks. Is one of them just deciding who the beatdown is? Is this just a race to Davia for I'm So Bad? What's sort of the breakdown of this matchup here?
Yeah, the feeling that I get in this matchup, on one hand, is I'm So Bad's deck has the infinite game advantage. I mean, like if the game were to go just infinitely long, then D'Angolo's Might Davia combination is probably going to get out of hand. sifudanny, on the other hand, has some key answers to some of the removal spells that I'm So Bad has between Lay Siege and Dick Row having endurance. So some of the cards are just kind of circumvent the answers that I'm So Bad has. So in a way, I think I'm So Bad has the advantage if the game were to go long, but Danny has plenty of ways of pushing through damage and kind of getting to the finish line.
Well said. And the key piece for sifudanny here, Dichro, and you can see 2 copies in hand at that 5/6 flying, gets regen, endurance, all sorts of good keyword soup there for Dichro. And if sifudanny can start laying those, a little tough for I'm So Bad. Although, to give credit to I'm So Bad does have ways to deal with it. They've got feeding time, got Mandavellas, even send a message too, depending on what else is on board. So I'm So Bad does have actual removal spells that don't worry about, don't depend on stunning to get rid of those Dichros.
That is true. The thing that's standing out, unfortunately, in this point for Danny is that they're missing power.
Yep.
And they need to draw back-to-back power to get these Dichros going. Also, notably, they do have Valkyr, but no Valkyrie in play. So
true.
They won't be able to get value maybe off of warping a Deathwing, for example.
Yeah, missing that power. Not going to develop here. Going to actually fire off a Sinister Rumors to get back that other copy of Vinegrafter that bit the dust earlier. I'm So Bad with an aggressive feeding time. Going to take out Sifu's Vinegrafter, and here comes a Shadow Sigil. So that's one step of the way there. And this also allows sifudanny to Vinegrafter and go to the market if they want, although I'm not sure if sifudanny wants to toss any of these cards away.
I think they may need to bite the bullet here and just go for it, because they need to make some kind of play next turn, and hoping that you draw undepleted power might be too much of a risk.
All right, here we see Short Hopper send a message, and that's going to get rid of this Vinegrafter and force sifudanny to discard a card. I assume it's going to be one of the Dichros. Yeah, just because you can't pass turn and not play anything on this next turn. So sifudanny has to discard one of the Dichros and follow up with an Arak here.
Yeah, and we do see that, fortunately, that their cautious plays have paid off here, because they did not draw a power. They were not able to play their Dichro.
I'm So Bad, on the other hand, it is the visual bug again, so you can see at the top of the screen, look at the hand cam instead. You've got Permafrost and Vara's Favor for I'm So Bad. So you got a power, a Vara's Favor, and a Permafrost. So not too much going on I'm So Bad's side. So sifudanny may have actually gotten kind of lucky here that was able to stabilize just in time, because this is a rock, and these deadly units might be just enough to stabilize for sifudanny to get to that next spot. If sifudanny can draw another power, they can hit a Dichro here. imsobad has no answer for that right now. Go into the market. Let's see. They're going to get Blackout the Skies.
Curious to see if they just if they hold it here, which is likely the correct play, just anticipating a decro and being able to just get a 2-for-1 for it. Let's see if they're going to be patient with that card, try to maximize value.
sifudanny going to go with the Moldermuck here. That is a 5/4 Moldermuck.
If they do end up going for it, they will regret it next turn.
Ooh, Davia, the draw for imsobad. That opens up a world of options.
Yeah, that is quite the draw. So it's really all about how much they respect the decro here. If they just go for a preemptive Davia.
Well, so send a message. Davia to send a message would take care of this Decro, right?
It would. You're right. If they really kind of focused on the one card in hand, I think they do have the benefit if they slow roll the Davia, they still get to hit an answer that they have in the void.
True. All right, instead going to activate the short hopper and go grab Feeding Time. Actually going to put sifudanny down to 13. Now they got this big Decro here and a Justice Sketch. We'll see if sifudanny plays out the Decro or goes for the Research Lab.
Boy, if Danny goes for the Research Lab here, that is quite the read. I'm not sure he can afford to do that, but somehow I think that'll actually end up being better than playing out the Decrypt.
Yeah, going for the Research Lab here. So sifudanny really playing it cautiously with his Decro, for sure. imsobad Sinister Room is a draw, so Blackout the Skies.
All right.
As you mentioned, been waiting on that for a while to try to snag a Decro, but it wasn't working. Gonna fire off the Feeding Time as well to just take care of that and put the pressure on. That's gonna put sifudanny down to 7.
And now it's time to play.
And now it's time for the Decro.
Unfortunately, there's a Davia.
There is a Davia, which means that Blackout the Skies coming right back. Well navigated. imsobad either one, Blackout the Skies or send a message, and that's gonna do it. Well played by imsobad. sifudanny tried to play around it. I mean, credit for trying to play around it, but yeah.
Very well played by Danny, but unfortunately not enough. Not able to pull through.
All right, one game away for imsobad. Has played really well this weekend, and give them credit for that. One game away. Yeah, sifudanny's got to win the next 2.
Really an excellent job by imsobad navigating their games. Very impressed by how they were able to come back.
Yeah, not only have we seen close matches, but we've seen some really heads-up plays and some well-navigated turns, playing around specific cards, being really patient, knowing when to attack, knowing when to block. It's been pretty nice to see. All right, sifudanny is going to keep an expensive hand, but 3 power thanks to that blueprints. On the other side of things, imsobad has Vinegrafter Exploit, followed up by Short Hopper and Feeding Time. Kid Sooner, thank you so much for the follow. We appreciate you being here. Thanks for joining us. Exploit, the play for imsobad.
All right, so there's 2 copies of Jada. I bet when you exploit and you see a Jada there and you want to take that 3-drop away, but now that there's 2 of them, maybe we're considering if Lord Starret Tower is a card to really focus on, because it does have the potential of being able to catch up on the card advantage once you get it to the ultimate off of it. You see Danny developing with the 4/5 and likely just attacking into this Molder Monk.
How much does your decision point change, you think? You mentioned that line there where you have a redundant copy of a card in hand. It probably completely depends on context, I'm sure, but is that a major factor when you're looking at someone's hand with an exploit where you see a redundant copy and all of a sudden you say, well, I wanted to take that, but now there's no point, so you take the second best card instead?
Yeah, I think sometimes it is. It is if it's the tempo play. If it's the play that you're going to be making to kind of give your opponent a temporary headache right on a particular turn because they want to play their 3-drop on 3 to get as much advantage as possible, it really does matter.
All right, short hopper,
So
icy gaze. It's going to take care of one of the Jadas here.
And we see Lacey right off the top, and I don't know if it's the right time to do it right quite yet, but the right time may be coming. So we're going to get 2 1/1s, 2 1/1 blockers here, and potentially just enough resources to keep this tower alive, which is going to, I think, be key for Danny.
Now, imsobad has feeding time. We'll see how aggressive sifudanny wants to protect the tower. Throw away both chump blockers to get another trigger.
Yeah, I definitely think that it. I definitely think it's worth it. Being able to draw into a potential card that is an answer to the flyer will make it so that the tower can just stay alive, and it really. I think Danny really needs to get that 6/6 flyer on the tower eventually. So if he can keep it alive, unfortunately he can't. But if he could, then that is a key moment, I think, in the game.
Thank you so much, Roshi, for the 2-month resub. We're missing you tonight. If you can't play in a TNE, I guess subbing to the channel and watching and supporting it is the best thing to do. So thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate your support, both when you're playing and also watching. Great streamer, Roshi, as well. I'm sure nobody here needs to know to check out Roshi's stream, but thank you for supporting it and doing a great job and creating some awesome Eternal content. All right, so tower down. imsobad takes it out. Got a pair of Molder Mucks and a short hopper. Going to fire off a Vine Grafter here and go straight to the market. We got Blackout the Skies, a Rock, Send a Message, and Speaking Circle. Going for a preemptive Blackout the Skies again? Or are you going for something more late game like Speaking Circle?
I think Blackout the Skies has got to be the card. There are very relevant targets for that card in opposing match. It's like that's one of the ways that Danny has to really punish imsobad, and being just going and getting an answer to it always feels good. Yeah, it feels like this game is starting to slip away from Danny. Unfortunately, that not being able to keep the tower after kind of trying to spend resources into that plan.
Yeah, that tower, it seems more like a speed bump for imsobad than actually getting Danny ahead. I mean, that card can be very, very powerful, of course. No surprise. We've seen it over the last few months just dominate. But yeah, it didn't really do anything there. It just sort of like bought time, but not it.
The Angelo might just for 3 cards, but like we said earlier today, paying 5 for drawing 3 cards is not that bad. And it often gets you into more mites that draw you more. So imsobad already starting to get that card advantage going, and which will let him make the power drops and make multiple plays in the same turn and really just take over the game.
Yeah, and some of these top decks, I mean, obviously Dicro's a great top deck, and there are some really good top decks in this deck, but you also have cards like Jada, which is like, yeah, that's fine, but that's not really what you want at this stage in the game. So instead, we're going to see that Lace Siege Moldermuck combo that you pointed out earlier that makes the Moldermucks, they don't take damage, so you get full copies of those Moldermucks. So this game's pretty good. You're going to get a 2, a 3, and a 4 out of it.
Yeah, Danny recognizing that they really need to switch gears here and be super aggressive if they have any chance of going to a third game. So really putting the pressure on. Another Lace Siege off the top of the deck would be something that I'm sure he would welcome. Choosing to play the Jada here over an additional Moldermuck.
Putting the pressure on as much as you can, but I mean, imsobad still at 17 even after that attack.
Right.
It'll be tough. All right, short hopper beats.
So let's look at what are Danny's outs here. How does Danny come back in this game? And
imsobad has such card advantage right now. Has 6 powerful cards in hand to sifudanny's Moldermuck.
So a possible sequence that I see being very strong is immediately drawing into Angelo's Might here.
Yeah.
And then drawing into an undepleted power in Lace Siege.
Sure.
That could allow something out of nothing here for Danny.
Okay, Danny gonna go Vine Grafter to the market to grab an Rock Razor Shaper. Sifudanny draws Dichro for the turn, which is one of the more powerful cards, but as we know, imsobad has the Blackout Disguise. Alright, making a lot of mucks. But they're small.
Yeah.
As we said, it's a little deceiving sometimes when you've got a big board full of mucks, but the 1/1s can't really do anything, and the 2/2s only have really 1 attack in them left unless there's a Lace Siege or something else.
That's right.
The Jada's going to trigger. Going to pull 2 sigils out of the deck. And that's going to put imsobad down to 11 on that one. Here comes the Dichro, so sifudanny is going to want to relying on this Dichro to get some damage through, but imsobad has the answer in hand. It only costs 1 because it's the only flyer out there.
Yeah, likely they'll just fire it off and get rid of the Dichro.
Yeah.
They probably don't want to wait.
Seems like it. It's also another copy of Vinegrafter in hand, so imsobad has Short Hopper as a 5/5 flyer, Vinegrafter, which can go to the market again, get maybe a Speaking Circle if you wanted to kind of keep that card advantage going, if you stabilize the board, strategize, and then an Arak as well to help stabilize. Now, they are vulnerable to a Dichro off the top now.
Right.
There's a D'Angelo Might.
Playing.
Okay, D'Angelo Might. That's a start for sifudanny. We've seen how well this card allows you to come back tonight. Rune of Illusion, second copy of Dichro, Justice Sketch, and a Sinister Rumors. There's some action there.
There definitely sounds like there's a lot of action.
Okay. So that's a start to a comeback. Let's see what sifudanny can concoct here. What's left. The Dichro's a good start because that's a very difficult unit to deal with. The Rune of Illusion can give Ghost Form to push through some damage. And the Research Lab can do some action too. Can either grow some Moldermucks, can grow your Dichro, can, Research Lab on a Dichro into a Rune of Illusion, or really Research Lab onto anything plus a Rune of Illusion can set up lethal.
Definitely, and we have Sinister Rumors returning back the other Dichro as well as a potential. I'm not sure if there's other notable units in the Void, but at the very least,
Dichro,
there's another way of recurring back-to-back Dichros.
The Mandevilla as well. So Dichro and Mandevilla.
Both very good here.
How much does this cost?
Yeah.
This is Amplify 5. I don't know if Sifudanny has played Power not this turn. And this is Amplify 5 as well. I'm trying to see the math. Can Sifudanny play Research Lab this turn? Activate Ghost Form next turn.
Yeah, let's see what they choose to play. If they find interest in returning Mandevilla with Sinister Rumors and playing Moldermuck. I'm curious to see how this game is going to progress. They have lots of different options. They all seem okay. They all seem like a valid way of coming back into this game.
And we talked about before that these power can't really exploit them, can't really take care of these powers, so Sifudanny can play them.
That's right.
Yeah, I see an out here for Sifudanny. That's interesting. And there's not a ton that imsobad can actually do about it. It's really on, can Sifudanny navigate it?
Which I have to say, again, expert job. Expert job by both players, just like knowing their deck so well, understanding their outs, understanding their game plan, and really making long form lines over multiple turns to kind of get there.
Sinister Rumors to take care of the short hopper. So now, imsobad has... Hey, Vince Meagle, thank you so much for the sub, the 2-month resub. We really appreciate it. Thanks for supporting the series. All right, send a message here. Not the most impactful it's ever been, but no, it's really the 6/5 flying regen short hopper to go along with it.
It will get to one of these two runes, or rune in a sketch that we were speaking about not being able to interact with, but the send a message discard here kind of forces Danny to pick which one he wants to commit.
That's tough. That's depressing because I really wanted Sifudanny to hold on to that and do the play. Research Lab into Ghost Form. I wanted that GG.
That oh boy, there's that short hopper on the other side of the board here.
Right, now we're gonna Ghost Form a Moldermuck, so that's only gonna do 3 damage though.
Notable that the Moldermuck also gained an additional life because it did damage to itself. So it gained 3 life for the damage that it did to imsobad and 1 damage to itself.
Nice. All right, short hopper gonna get something back.
Oh, Black Out the Skies here just.
Yeah, get back that Black Out the Skies. Take care of that second Dichro. Man, short hopper's pretty good.
Seemed like Danny had all the right cards, but imsobad was able to counter each and every one, and that's a great draw here for Danny. That
is the perfect draw for Sifudanny there.
Keep this game going as long as possible.
All right, can attack with these Moldermucks. Try to push through a little bit of damage. Also, open up a little bit of space. Not sure how much damage Sifudanny can actually even get through here, but
they get potentially 1 free block on a 1/1, and with their grafter, but it looks like they're just wanting to trade with one of the 2/2 Moldermucks here.
Yeah.
And they'll be taking 2 damage, dropping to 6. And this Mandevilla almost certainly is going to get rid of this short hopper.
Yeah, it's got to hit the short hopper. imsobad still got 3 real cards in hand, though. All right, biggest threat down.
Boy, this game is... again, closer than we thought it would be.
It's interesting to me. It's interesting that imsobad is not going for a Speaking Circle. Not that Speaking Circle is the most powerful endgame card, but you've got a Vine Grafter and your power kind of works out where you can strategize Vinegrafter, go get a Speaking Circle, and the board is pretty even where I think you could land a Speaking Circle, and even if you just hit average cards, like you get way ahead on that. It's not like sifudanny is putting much more pressure on you. Possibly the life total's low, like you only being at 6 maybe is concerning. I'm not sure. That seems like a really strong play.
It does sound like a very viable line. They're choosing to just play the Mandevilla as a 5/5, try to get their life back up. Dickro, great draw.
Wow. All right, that's number 3, right? The first 2 8 blackout the skies.
And immediately after the Mandevilla was played, just
right
as a
after
5/5, immediately punished that they don't have an answer to this Dickro.
It's true. Immediately after. So start off with the Vara's Favor, get a Shadow Sigil, pick off one of the Molder Mucks. So you got Molder Muck, Strategize, and Vinegrafter in hand, but the only things in... Okay, well, you got Sinister Rumors in the market now. I think imsobad put those in there from the other Vinegrafters, so I wonder if you could... You must have another Mandevilla, right?
Yeah. Well, the short, or at the very minimum, the Short Hopper.
Yeah, the Short Hopper would do it.
Might buy you enough turns. So, like, if imsobad chumps the Dike row this turn, which they certainly should, that also makes it so that Dike row does not have regen. So this Short Hopper, the 6/5 Short Hopper with regen that blocks the Dike row and attacks through it.
Yeah. And here we see this relevant again, that the Mandevilla not gaining any health because it was blocked with a 1/1 Molder Muck. Now, imsobad can chomp rather than going down to 2. Hey, Prack, thank you so much for the gifted sub. Congrats, Spifferific. Welcome to the team. Thank you, Prack-a-Lacken, for gifting it. We appreciate it. Team WSG in the house.
Prack, always an awesome fella. Yeah, I love my team. I love every single one of those members.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
thank you guys again for doing that cool charity event with us a couple weeks ago. It was pretty fun. You guys did a great job.
Oh boy, it was a blast. It was so fantastic. I hope more teams get to do that and sort of showcase everybody, all the kind of the less known members of each team, and maybe the ones that don't speak up as much.
For sure. It was fun to do, absolutely. Thank you for all your generosity. All right, more attacks coming for imsobad.
Yeah, I think imsobad made again the perfect play. That chump block from on the Dicro is I think pivotal, because now again they get to play that Short Hopper that just beats it in combat.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see that here. Yeah, getting that Short Hopper back, allowing you to play it again here. That's kind of a pivotal turn there. sifudanny, does sifudanny run all 4 Dicros? Are we gonna see a 4th one?
I believe I looked at the list briefly. I think 3 is our key number here. All right, Dicro, with that draw, Dicro can attack into the Short Hopper.
True.
Which would return it back to sort of parity in terms of combat. That those 2 units will then be able to trade.
Right. Yeah. Discard. Give it +3/+3 in lifesteal.
Won't gain any life.
Oh no! Instead, just gonna scout. Wow.
Boy, I suppose that also now that they hit a Valcorp, so they again use their deck better than I. But I guess the other merit to the Styre's Eyes is that it can also block the Short Hopper and break regen, so that Dicro.
It's true. Ooh, D'Angelo might. What a game this has been. imsobad gonna draw a fresh 6, including another Short Hopper, a Defile. Oh.
What an emotional roller coaster this game has been.
Oh man, if I'm sifudanny, my hands are in my hair right now with that one.
Yeah, I heard an audible yell from Danny on that last angle in my head.
All right, now I'm so bad attacking with the Mandevilla and the regen Moldermock, as well as this Vinegrafter. So I'm so bad starting to put a little bit of pressure on these attacks. I mean, sifudanny has plenty of Moldermocks left to still block, but I'm so bad doesn't need these blockers. They're not really doing anything. So putting some pressure on is going to shrink sifudanny's board little by little each turn. And right now, it's not like sifudanny can win the game in the air this turn. So kind of free attacks.
That's right. And I see chat is kind of analyzing some of the many lines that were available this game.
So many lines.
Kind of looking back to some earlier decisions, and I think this is a game where both players can sort of like watch it 5 or 6 times and take takeaways each time, analyzing kind of different lines that they could have taken, different possibilities.
All right, sifudanny down to only 3 1/1 Moldermocks for chump blocking. I'm so bad gonna strategize, just filter their hand a little bit.
So I feel like I said this earlier, but let's look again at what are Danny's outs, and I think the Angolomite is one of them. Now they're only playing 2.
All right, well, Sinister Rumors, that's a way to get back either a Dicro or a, I guess probably Dicro or a Mandevilla. Yeah, Mandevilla is the other option.
Mandevilla is going to be able to take out the short hopper, and he can start attacking. In fact, is that
just lethal is the question. It might be. I'm so bad has a Defile, but that can only take out one of the attackers.
Oh my goodness. What a comeback. Wow.
That's only going to take one. And look at this, the Mandevilla, the 5/5 lifesteal Mandevilla attacked like 4 times there, but didn't gain a single point of health. Unreal.
What an unbelievable game.
Wow. Whew. That's not how I thought it would end, but that is an incredible game right there. We're going to have to go bookmark that one and watch the VODs later this week, because that was an amazing match. That's one that you can analyze for weeks and not figure out the exact right play.
I'm mentally exhausted and I had to make no decisions.
Exactly. Yeah, and then these players have also played 7 game matches tonight.
That's right. And Danny has had to play like his I think getting into to top 4, and then like back to back just high stress matches.
Yeah, before this, remember sifudanny had to play RNG in back-to-back 3-game matches immediately before this.
That's right.
All right, sifudanny on the play, starting things out. They've got a Blueprints, Defile, Exploit, Vinegrafter, Lordstayer's Tower, Lay Siege. On the other side of things, I'm So Bad has 3 power, Vinegrafter, Vara's Favor, Moldermuck, D'Angelomite, and a Feeding Time.
Cool. Danny's hand very, very nice. Being able to develop and at the same time disrupt I'm So Bad from their plan. It's a nice like blueprints into exploit into plunder, so you can make all your power drops that you want.
As I say, it feels a little light on power, but with the blueprints and then the plunder on the exploit, you're actually able to. That's just one of the things I love about those cards, is they're valuable, but you're also able to keep hitting your power. I think the Boxer said it best, where it was like, play more power, play more cards that give you power, play more cards that make power, and you'll win more games.
That's right. It's sort of the rule of consistency, and kind of there's similar applications to Limited, where you tell somebody that, hey, just play a more conservative 2-color deck if you don't have the fixing for it. Yes, it feels more powerful, but at the same time, consistency wins games.
All right, then we're going to see that plunder.
Man, I secretly cannot wait for the 5-minute delay to catch up with the chat. I want to see everybody's reaction to
it. Is fun seeing chat, isn't it? Reacting to things from the end of the last game. All right, Moldermuck gonna hit the board. That's a 4/4 Moldermuck. No shenanigans going on yet for I'm So Bad, but they do have a D'Angelo Mite. Still only on 3 power, but they have a Vara's Favor. So
have we gone to market? They haven't gone to market with a Scrafter, right? So the Sinister Rumors does feel like the right play here, which Danny does fire off.
And that Vine Grafter is gone.
All right, so the only thing missing from Danny here is a power. And they're off to the races. I'm So Bad also kind of stuck, but still making those fire drops.
Okay, yeah, so but unfortunately had to use the Vara's Favor and the Seek power to go use their turn, basically, and all their tempo to go hit their power drops. So they didn't miss, which is good, but I'm So Bad had to use their tempo to hit that and allowed sifudanny to hit with Vine Grafter and play out the Jada here as a 4/5. And yeah, if sifudanny hits their 5th power, it's tower time. Mandevilla, lots of options here.
And coming in very notable that tower did in fact get prematurely nerfed, not prematurely, but in anticipation of some changes that happened. So to keep the format kind of stable, and still even at 5 in this format, it seems to be it's a powerhouse.
Short Hopper, Icy Gaze. We've seen this play quite a bit tonight. Nice little synergy. That's going to pop Jada's Stealth, and it's going to stun it for the turn. As well as give I'm So Bad a 4/4 flyer. Nothing wrong with that. sifudanny missing power, though. Going to miss power 2 turns in a row here. Not going to be able to play out this tower on time.
Let's see if Danny here is tempted to fire off this Lay Siege just so that they can see if I'm So Bad is going to block the Jada. They don't do that. They just go for the Blackout the Sky.
Wow, yeah, going to go for that aggressive Blackout the Skies. Take care of that Short Hopper. Also gives the Mandevilla lifesteal and regen.
That's right. And I mean, they do have 6 damage on the board here. They are putting pressure down. And if the blocker does come down and block this Jada, it will get them to 5 power. So oof, that exploit.
Yeah, key exploit here.
I'm not sure what I would pick if I was looking at Danny's hand with this exploit. Goes for the tower, which makes a lot of sense.
Yep, that's going to take the tower. The harder to deal with threat. You know, Mandevilla, they're both good, but Mandevilla is, at the end of the day, a unit that can be dealt with. Tower is a little bit tougher, especially when you have no board presence at all. And then going to go for the permafrost to permanently frost this Jada.
All right.
There's 5th power. A little late, but it's there. I think we're just going to see a 6/6 big unit. Who needs to remove anything? Let's just play a 6/6 lifesteal regen. Davia in hand for I'm So Bad, but can't play it yet. One more turn.
So I was about to say I'm not sure what is in I'm So Bad hand, but if I were to pick a card as the best card that could possibly be, it would likely be Davia. Here, immediately going for is a Feeding Time.
Finally got 7 power. Davia going for Feeding Time. Yeah, take out that Mandevilla. And all of a sudden, the tables have turned once again. Now I'm So Bad, maybe empty-handed in an 8, but has a Davia out, and that Davia can stun. That Davia is very difficult to deal with, and it can buy I'm So Bad a lot of time.
It's true. That being said, Danny is at a healthy life total, so Davia is a very, very good attacker, but at this point, it won't really be able to put the pressure down and keep those things stunned and kind of race.
It's true. Can't race,
see that Danny has a Styre's Eye too that potentially can pump now one of the units, and it can attack through the Davia or force a block potentially here.
Interesting draw. Vine Grafter the draw here, which is power hungry in a way. So I'm So Bad instead gonna double stun. But that Vine Grafter still has a lot that can be grabbed from the market.
So Danny here likely going to look at the top card of their deck, trying to figure out maybe if they can sneak in a Bulk Orb to get additional value, or just get the answer they're looking for. Exploit probably not it.
Exploit, yeah, I can see exploit. I'm going to toss that one to the bottom, getting the sigil off of that influence.
So the problem with imsobad here is that he needs to find a way to stabilize, but at the same time,
Needs to be
they can't
stunning,
be
yeah.
paying 8 power a
Yeah.
turn to stun 2 units because now Danny has 3 units. So
Right,
it's
spending your whole turn just to get to your next turn doesn't actually accomplish anything.
that's right. Yeah. The delay strategy is very good when you're able to apply that pressure that Davia is so good at applying as a 6/6 and attacking through, but not at this point.
Yeah, this is really tough for imsobad. So you have the Vine Grafter, you have a Shadow Sigil now. One of the interesting things about last turn was imsobad was empty-handed, so you couldn't even go to the market with the Vine Grafter. So at that point, it made more sense to just stun. Now you have a Sigil you can go to the market with. So is there a benefit to getting Blackout the Skies, a Rock Razor Shaper, Send a Message, or Speaking Circle in this scenario?
Good question. I think
Not the Send a Message. I don't think the Send a Message accomplishes anything here.
no. I think a rock is a possibility, and I think the speaking circle is a possibility. Reappropriate are probably distant third. Um, the benefit of a rock is that it does go a little bit wide. It does produce another flying unit that they need to answer. So there's essentially 4 power in the air, and if imsobad is still just using their turn to stun those 2 units, then they're really going to start falling behind. Yeah, so we see here that they're kind of biting the bullet. They need to find a different method of answering these things, and realistically, it's either now at this point they've played their Blackout the Skies next game. No, they haven't. So either a rock or Blackout the Skies is probably the pick here. I would opt for a rock if I was them. I'm not sure what they picked.
Yep, you're right. They did go for a rock. I think that's the best choice as well. It gives you the most blockers. Allows you to do exactly what we said a minute ago with being able to stabilize without having to spend 8 a turn to do it.
That's right. It basically just produces a parity on the board. It's able to produce enough blockers for everything. That
All right, Seed of Fury here. So I think we're just going to see a rock and a stun, probably. And this is pretty good for imsobad, down to 6, but this is a way to stabilize, and that a rock blocks a Stayer's Eyes pretty well.
it
Turns
sure
out
does.
2/4 flying regen blocks a 2/2 flyer pretty well.
All right, so we finally see the time that imsobad is able to start trading back some damage here.
I mean, sifudanny is still at 21, just tough. Ooh.
Oh boy.
Rune of Illusion. Can we set up? Can sifudanny set up a 6 somehow?
Oh, that's
not yet.
Not, unfortunately, not for a long time. So I don't know if they want to be patient with this, or I mean, there's no reason to just use it up for no reason here.
Yeah, there's no way to do it yet, unfortunately, for sifudanny. If he can draw the research lab, he can try to manufacture the same play we were talking about last time. Research lab into Rune of Illusion, 1 turn. That's a way to get around the stun. Might not have time though.
Warping a tower, D'Angolo's Might. There's a lot of cards. At this point, there's a lot of cards in Danny's deck that are very, very strong here. So,
but nothing doing this turn. There's another Moldarmok, and imsobad can stun again.
And talking about that excitement of Valkor, but we're just after every draw, we're just looking at the top of the deck to see if anything sort of appears. And remember, everybody, to be patient and not just pass your turn, because that animation does take a second.
That is true. It does take a second. We've seen times in TNE on coverage where people have hit the spacebar button after the card draw. And
yes, it's usually followed by an immediate facepalm with both
sure
hands.
It is. Well, there's a start. D'Angelo Might. All right. imsobad got sifudanny from 25 all the way to 9 on that last couple of turns. But D'Angelo Might's going to draw some cards. Not the best draws, but there is
Oh
a
boy.
Deathwing there.
And they have not played a power this turn?
I don't believe so. They have not played a power
So,
this turn, so you can warp the Deathwing. You also have a Vine Grafter and a Blueprints.
boy. And now there's also a Vine Grafter that can go get the
Yep.
equivalent rock.
Yep. Could also, well, you're still far away from the Fall to Ruin, I guess, but could Fall to Ruin at some point as well. That doesn't pop the Aegis here, but could navigate that. Lay Siege also is very good, but can't get the Lay Siege. Or, yeah,
Can't
can't
get
get
the
the Lay
Lay
Siege.
Siege, unfortunately. Yeah. Lay Siege would be an excellent card. There's another Volcorp on top.
Did sifudanny toss the Lay Siege in here from something else? Because that's not normal.
No, it's not there. They went to market with a Grafter earlier and traded
Gotcha.
that Late Siege for the card that they
Yeah, I was gonna
drew.
say I don't. Sometimes you just look at a card and you're like, that's not right. Some good hits there for imsobad. Permafrost, Ambitious Mandevilla, and a second copy of D'Angelo Might. So draw 4, Mandevilla or Permafrost. Not to mention your Davia stuns. Now it's a really question too of how, now that sifudanny just fired off a D'Angelo Might and hasn't really had hasn't had a chance to really deploy those threats yet. How aggressive are you from imsobad's standpoint? Because you don't know what sifudanny has. A Mandevilla can ruin your day, so there's plenty of ways to get through here. A Lay Siege hurts, so you gotta be careful, but you also can't sit back and not put any pressure on.
The turn's tabled, for sure. It's a different situation where you've been playing those D'Angelo Mites and your opponent has had to sit there wondering what you have in your hand, and now the tables have turned, and Danny got to draw those answers when imsobad is lower on card advantage.
All right, that's gonna put sifudanny down to 7. Drawing the Deathwing for the turn. We saw that on top of last turn and wasn't warped, so we knew that was the draw.
So Danny still has this Rune of Illusion just waiting there, trying to time it as best he can to go through with a lethal attack. And let's see, they have 9 power. They kind of need to draw with Argenport or Plunder if they choose to exploit, so that they have an additional power for sure, so they can double Rune of Illusion next turn.
Yep.
So Deathwing plus Grafter.
What does Argenport Blueprints get back? Anything useful? Not really, actually.
I think that might be too slow of a strategy.
Yeah. There's not even anything really in there. It's just basically a Deathwing.
Yeah, so like I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to construct a lethal 2-unit attack with this Rune of Illusion. I'm not finding it, to be honest. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to bail out with this All Ruin.
Yeah, there's not an obvious way to push through that damage. There's the rock. That's a way to stabilize. Sort of balance the two boards together. Although imsobad does have the Davio, which is a slight advantage. It's funny. imsobad's health is just high enough where this Rune of Illusion doesn't quite do anything yet, but it's so close to just. It's so close to just being game.
Yeah, and boy, did we kept talking about how quick all the rounds have been, but we're definitely getting our money's worth here.
Yeah, this is the finals is 3 rounds put together, but that's okay because it's a sweet one. All right, Defile the draw. But let's D'Angelo Might draw 3. We've got Exploit, Defile, Justice, Sketch, and Seat of Fury. All right, that Exploit can't hit the Rune of Illusion, but gonna take the Blueprints, not the Deathwing. Now this Permafrost can hit this a rock.
So if Danny sneaks in 2 damage somewhere.
Ooh,
Oh, there it
second
is.
Rune of Illusion.
That will do it. I They can stun 3 things. I mean, I don't. I think they can stun all the 3 drops. So Danny can play a 2/3 flyer and make one of his 2/4s unblockable,
Mm-hmm.
and then next turn. Oh no, they won't be able to do that. They have to play and make both the things unblockable. So they're still. I'm so bad. We'll have to use up their turn to stun 3 things in order
Yep.
not to die the next turn.
All right, Rune of Illusion number 1. Let's see which one sifudanny gives it to. Now, imsobad has Defile in hand, but can't play it. So that's going to put imsobad down to 3. But they have Defile, and they have this research lab. Oh, sifudanny does have a Molder Mock to block. All right, permafrosting the Arak.
Well, it's a very efficient stun. It doesn't cost 4. It only costs 1.
Yeah. Now, research lab is 5, right? So you could research lab. You could Defile a Molder Muck and research lab just to gain 6.
Boy, if they get tempted to not, I guess so. There's no regen unit anymore. It won't prevent the damage. Or there is a Molder Mock. There is so I suppose there is a line where they can double up the Mandevilla, kill the 1/1 or stun the 1/1 Molder Mock and attack with the Mandevilla, but then they're attacking into a deadly unit. So I like it's a good play. It's just that not many people would, I think, just make that play. And excellent job, I think, by
Wow.
imsobad understanding that they really need to gain this life right here. All but shutting the door for Danny, really pushing
Yeah,
him
and
to
that's 6
the need of
health.
my
We
master.
talked about it. Yeah. I mentioned the Defile, but yeah, just stunning with Davio works as well. That's gonna no more chump blocking with that for sifudanny, and this is gonna gain 6 no matter what Danny does. So interesting, going back a turn, interesting that sifudanny did the unblockable attack with the. I mean, maybe you had to get the 2 attack is what you needed to do. That's why you used this one, but the regen blocker would have been really good. So attacked with the regen blocker.
Yeah.
So can't prevent the life gain back.
The Davia is always a headache, that it can stun any amount of units that they kind of choose.
All right. Fall to Ruin is at 8. I think it's too slow to try to get it at 11, but it's also too slow with this Davia. I was gonna say you can go and Fall to Ruin and reset, but then this Davia just gets doubled and you're in real trouble then.
Notably, Reappropriator gets buffed, but not high enough to steal that relic that imsobad has. And we no longer have Blackout Disguise in the market for.
Nope.
That is correct. So most likely, we're probably going for, I want to say, Speaking Circle here. Nope, Boulder Run.
Oh yeah. You're also close. I mean, I guess what you could do is try to get. That's 12 units, though. You need to get 4 more units in the void. That's a lot.
Yeah, another good thing that Moldermog does is just power units in the void. But at this point, we have no large Moldermogs. We just have some 1/1, so these won't be able to produce enough dead units to make this a one-sided Molder.
imsobad does have double Defile in hand. Okay, gonna use the research lab to turn Davia back into a 6/6.
Davia is back to her old self. So still at 8 units in the void because Defile steals that Vine Grafter after killing it.
Thinking about the attacks here. Now with this Defile, is this enough to just push through 9 here is the question. sifudanny only has 3 blockers. 1, 2, 3. No, that's only 5 damage through.
So Danny unfortunately will be dead on board after casting Folder Ruin because this Davia is going to still be able to...
That's what I don't like about Folder Ruin. I mean, I know the hand felt forced there, but you can't Folder Ruin with a Aegis Davia. You're just dead. Unless you can pop the Aegis somehow first.
That's not it.
And that's not it. And I think imsobad's just going to take it. Folder Ruin's will leave you dead to lethal, but if you don't Folder Ruin, you're just dead to attacks. All right, that was 12 units. So technically they kept a Moldermug, but it doesn't matter because Davia can just stun it.
What a game.
What a game.
Yeah.
What a match. What a tournament. imsobad gonna double it up for good measure, and imsobad, unlike his name, is going to take that one 2-1 and take the finals tonight. Woo! That was a match.